Each month, I don't get to as many books as I'd hoped. Will June be any different? Let's check out the plan. Welcome to Fantasy for the Ages, the show where a father and son talk about fantasy, science fiction, and other nerdy things that we enjoy. Today, just Jim, the father, here with you, talking about my June reading plan. If you enjoy this episode, be sure to hit the like button, and we hope you'll subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out when you choose to subscribe, and it doesn't hurt you at all. I love learning that some of my reading inspires some of you to try some new things. That's gold for me, especially as I'm so enjoying the stuff that I'm reading. I want to share that joy. So, thanks for letting me know when you check something out that I read or said I was going to read and that you got a kick out of it. That's just sharing the fun. But I also put reviews out. I say my opinions of these books. And yesterday, someone questioned how I can have so many five-star reads in my experiences. Well, that's simple. I read mostly great books. Life is too short. I don't want to read trash. But also, okay, my standards might be a little different than other people's. A five-star read for me is simply one that I thoroughly enjoy, that took me away for a while, that had some depth, and that didn't have any significant writing or editing flaws. That's what it takes. If this is a book I thought was really good and I'd recommend it to anybody, it's going to have 5 stars. Now, if you're really good, but maybe lacking some of that depth I mentioned, okay, that's probably a 4 star. Not every book is going to be winning awards. Some are just fun. 4 stars is not a bad thing at all. If I find a book that was okay, there's nothing wrong with it, but it really didn't get me all excited and well, that's probably a 3 star then. That's kind of how my ranking works. You gotta be kind of bad to get a 2 or a 1 from me. I'm an optimistic, positive person. I like giving 3s, 4s, and 5s. I give mostly 4s and 5s, but it can happen to get a 1 or a 2. Honestly, if I give a book a 1, run away. Am I going to have a bunch of 4s and 5 stars coming at me in June? Probably. Let's see what the plan is. First off, top priority, no kidding around about it. Toll the Hounds, Book 8 of Malazan Book of the Fallen by Steven Erikson. I'm on the cusp, people. 90% in. As soon as I get this episode dropped, I'm going back to the book. That's what's consuming my desire to read these days. Other stuff on the back burner. I'm going to get this one done. This thing is intense at this point. So good. Now, that's a Kindle read, and I will finish it within a couple of days. So, what then? Well, I have a couple of self-published novels that have been waiting that I plan to move on to finally. First up, Moon Cops on the Moon by C.T. Phipps, followed by Demon's Tear by R.E. Sanders. Demon's Tear in particular is one I'm eager to get to. I already read A Path of Blades by Sanders, and it was good. It definitely was engaged in an interesting, creative fantasy book that said, I'd like to read more by this author. So here we go. This is his newest book. It's the start of a new saga that he's going to put out here. So I want to see what's in this. It's only been out, I think, less than a month now. So I'm ready to dive in. Demon's Tear, here I come. But don't let me short change at all Moon Cops on the Moon. Different kind of tone, light sort of story, but looks a lot of fun. I think I'm going to enjoy this book as well. I expect those 3 books then will fill my Kindle profile for June, but I can envision that I get through these before the end of the month. So what's next after that? Well, it's time to finish Malazan. At least the core 10 books. So book 9, Dust of Dreams, would be what I move on to next. There's no way I finish that before the end of June, if I even start it. But I have been told, go in all in, Jim. You're not going to be able to do anything else once you start Dust of Dreams, except to go right into book 10, The Crippled God. So those will be the next 2 Kindle reads after the ones I've shared here today. that could take me a few months. We shall see. My physical book that I'm reading right now, except I'm not reading it because I have to read Toll the Hounds, but when it's done, I'll start reading the physical book again, and that's Down Below Beyond, a sci-fi standalone novel by T.A. Bruno. I'm about 25% in now. It's great. Really enjoying the read. I'm sucked in. I want to know what happens there, so I will get through the rest of that fairly quick. What's next? Well, then I'll start the Kumasagi series. Part 1, Destin, is the first book. This is by Leslie Shue. Assuming I enjoy it, Leslie sent me the entire quartet. So I would keep on moving through the rest of those books, and that would probably finish June for me. I doubt I could get through all 4 of those, but it's possible. Finally, we move to audiobooks. Now, I'm on the cusp of finishing the Bleed trilogy by David Moody, Chris Philbrook, Mark Tufo. Book 3, Armageddon. Literally, I have an hour left. That's it. If I wanted to listen tonight, I'd be done. I'm not going to, but I'll probably finish it during exercise in the morning. So right there, gonna finish. That's an easy number for June. What's next? Well, I've got 4 books already preloaded on my Audible account, and that's Matthew Stover's The Acts of Cain. This is a series Zach read a couple years ago and has raved about it. Drew McCaffrey was the first one to share this with us. Author, reviewer, he's out there with content as well, and he's a friend. So, The Acts of Cain. I'm eager to finally see what's so good about these books that Zach has talked about. He does have book blasts on them on the channel, so you can find out for yourself. It's been enough to keep me interested, so I'll blow through all 4 of those. And I could, I get through audiobooks faster than other kinds of content, so I could totally finish the series before June's up. What comes after that? Well, then I have a standalone novel, a little more outside of what I usually go to, maybe a little more highbrow. Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell by Susanna Clark. Highly acclaimed book. That sometimes scares me a little bit. I think it's going to have depth. But hey, I like 5 stars, right? I got to have depth to get to 5 stars. I'll be moving into that book if I can get to it before the end of June. But that's the June plan. If you were counting, that means likely as not, I'll get through 10 books in June. The stretch goal is 11, and there's even the possibility I start a 12th or maybe 13th. I'm not finishing 12 or 13 books. No, but I might be into them, and that would be cool. We'll see where it goes. If you have thoughts on any of these books, if you've read them already and you're like, yeah, Jim, that's going to be great. Or Jim, what are you thinking? That's stupid. I hated that book. Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Spoiler light, please. I hate spoilers. Don't do that to me. Just let me know what you thought of the books. What do you think of the list? And I'll always respond to comments. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next time.